What's up? Let's get it. Saturday morning with the dogs in the backyard. Have a caffeine-free tea, moringa tea, I guess. Blueberry honey, because your boy doesn't do caffeine anymore, unfortunately. I want to talk about pace of life and time, I guess, technically, but more specifically about slowing down your life and your body and your mind and letting the universe come to you. It's deeply embedded in American culture to just be on the move, stress, anxiety, always doing something, always being quote unquote productive. And although, yes, there's a time and place for that energy, it's not always necessarily the best course of action to get what you want, or to simply, or rather, to get where you want to go, or where you're supposed to go. I think I've talked about it with like short-term gratification, long-term gratification, that sort of idea. Because when you're in that mindset of the short term, and that's kind of bleeds into all areas of your life. And I don't really think humans are supposed to be like that anymore. We've gotten to a point where we do plan for the future, and we do think about the future. I remember I used to find activities that I do now very boring, and I wouldn't even do them, or would be hesitant to do them. For example, I went to the gym this morning and came back and played with the dogs outside. And I didn't even play with the dogs, actually. I sat in a chair and just let them come to me, pet them when they wanted, brush them, give them love, and just relaxed and enjoyed the morning, enjoyed the birds, the wind, the trees, everything. It seems to be that's how we should be. We should be relaxed. We should be calm. We should enjoy the boring. We shouldn't be always stimulated, always, or at least actively stimulated, whether it be TV, drugs, whatever. I mean, anything that stimulates the brain to a nth degree unnecessarily, because then you aren't able to enjoy the moments that really make up the world, which is the boring stuff, right? I don't know where this quote came from. I think it was a Soviet guy during the fall of the Soviet Union. But he basically said there's decades where nothing happens, and then there's a week or a day, or there's like a week where everything happens, right? So it can be slow, 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 slow for years, 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 years. But out of nowhere, a lot can happen. And the reason I said that is just because I do think our base, our default, is comfort, relaxation. I think that, I mean, obviously we need a balance between the work and the relaxation, but we're in a weird part in our kind of country's history when the younger generations prioritize the relaxation and do what you want, more or less. But in the older generations, um, their thing is work, 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 work till you retire, work till you die. And yeah, you can say what you want about that, whether how it came about, how whatever. But you do see the clash in ideologies. And I do think the younger generation has something right when they take a step back from the nonstop work, to sacrifice your entire life for 15 years, right? Ideally, like hopefully you get that long after you retire, because most people won't. Most people are going to work till the day they die. So then, when you have a group of people who were able to work till they're 65, retire, and then whatever, live on their pension, live on their savings, and then you have younger generations, millennials below, who overall, that's not their reality. Their reality is not we're going to be able to retire at 65, 70. But for a lot of people, it's going to be you work till you die. So that's why I think we're seeing this mindset switch where many people have seen their parents work all their life, and then maybe they enjoy a few years, and they don't necessarily want that for themselves, especially when there's other options, or they think they can do other things. They're prioritizing the quality, like the in the moment quality of life stuff, right? Because in the past you sacrificed that time, so in the future you could set yourself up to have an enjoyable retirement and your kids be taken care of. But we don't see that anymore as much overall. And I don't know if that's ever going to change, or if that's going to change in this generation, or millennials below. If that mindset is going to change for them, unless it needs to, right? Because I've talked about this. People don't change unless they need to. / want to, I guess. But everybody wants to be a millionaire, right? But Ronnie Coleman, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but ain't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weights. And that's true. People want to be millionaires. People want to be successful, whatever. Maybe people want to be famous, but are you willing to sacrifice everything for it? The present, the potential future, your mental health, all of it. Like, are you willing to sacrifice everything for future possibilities? And for a lot of people, that answer is no. They're stuck in that short-term loop. And they're gonna stay there until they change. And we'll see if that happens or not. But I don't think so. So it's a little weird talking about this right now because obviously there's two sides to the coin. There's like, I mean, it's kind of what we should do and what we want to do, right? Or what the government wants you to do and what you want to do. Because obviously the government wants you. I mean, no matter what people say, oh, the government wants you on unemployment. And no, the government wants you paying taxes, having jobs, and having kids so the economy can keep growing and whatnot. And yeah, you can come with a conspiracy saying that there's whatever, that's not actually true, but fundamentally it is. That's the society. Get a job, have a family, contribute. We don't see that as a possibility. for a lot of people. Even today at the gym, just looking around, you see a lot less couples than you used to. In general, you just see a lot more single people. And that's for a lot of reasons. But the fact is, there are a lot more single people. There's a lot more single men, a lot more single women. We can say that's whatever, but a big reason is because expectations. A lot of people have expectations of what they want their spouse to look like, or do, or say, or all these things. And that's why having these high standards isn't good for the average person. Because the average person can't be a millionaire. The average person can't date a supermodel. The average person can't, whatever you want to say. Because there's got to be losers, right? It's that idea. But what happens if everybody wants to be famous, and everybody wants to be rich, and everybody wants to be whatever, dating the hottest girl, the hottest guy, whatever it is? Is that a lot of people fall by the wayside? And that's one of the things I'll probably make a video about this, but I can't believe the internet's still around. I can't believe the internet hasn't been shut down. Like, I understand the whole business thing, but yeah, like our economy would shut down, all this stuff, but governments would be screwed, but it's ruining people's minds. Or it's just changing them into a new kind of species. We'll see what happens on that front, but it seems like it's changing people, not for the better, but for the worse. To wrap it back up, I guess. Slow down. Enjoy a caffeine-free tea. Or whatever the fuck you want. Release all expectations of what you think your life should be like. Release what your ego says you should do, you shouldn't do. This song that keeps repeating in my head the last couple days at the gym and whatnot. I don't know what it's called, but it's like listen to your heart. It's calling for you, or something along those lines. I truly believe that. I think people reject their heart, reject their soul in favor for the ego, for the human, for what you are right now in this. What you think you should do, what your parents say you should do, what society says you should do. And I think if you're always pushing in that ego direction, you're always going to be met with resistance. Once you let go inside yourself, listen to your heart, and let the universe come to you. I think it's an entirely different experience of life. Entirely. That doesn't mean it won't be stressful, or it won't be this, or it won't be that. But it's just different. If you haven't experienced it, there's nothing you can say about it. You feel lighter. Time goes by faster, surprisingly. So yeah, enjoy the little things. Learn to enjoy the little things. Learn to enjoy boredom. I'll leave it at that. Enjoy your Saturday, whenever you're watching this. beautiful day. Enjoy it. Let's get it.